Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Callie and I make skincare, health and wellness, general lifestyle type videos. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my travel skincare necessities. And by that I don't mean like what products I take when I go somewhere because they're small or they fit in my luggage. I mean which products I use to prep my skin for travel, specifically for flying. Changing your skincare routine a little bit before you go on a long flight is very important for your skin. And most people don't prep their skin for flying because they don't realize how damaging flying is on your skin. Just to explain how drastic this is, our skin thrives in atmospheres of about 60 to 70 degrees humidity. That's just a normal day. And on planes, however, planes have less than 20% humidity on average. And so yeah, that's super shocking, I know. So because there's so little moisture in the air will rapidly draw moisture out of your skin. And so the more the moisture is drawn out of your skin, the more dull and dehydrated your skin will be. Plus, when your skin gets dehydrated, your skin will try to compensate for that dehydration by producing more and more oil, aka sebum, in an effort to try and rehydrate itself. But if you have oily and acne-prone skin, that's really problematic, and that's a lot of the times what leads to breakout after you fly, especially when you combine that with travel stress and the amount of bacteria that are on planes. I don't care how well they're cleaned, they're ridden with bacteria. The excess oil production is definitely the thing that's impacted me the most, and it's what I've always noticed when I'm traveling, especially on long flights. I always get off and my face is just, it looks like I dipped my face in a bowl of olive oil. It's disgusting, and it's inevitable that I break out afterwards. You might be wondering what you can do to prevent all of these things, and I'm gonna tell you. Basically, the way to prevent all of these bad things from happening to your skin when you fly is by making sure that it's properly hydrated. So you need to prep your skin appropriately before, during, and after you fly to make sure that none of these things happen. I did this routine last week when Nick and I flew to California to visit his family, and it was the first time when I landed and my skin didn't feel absolutely disgusting because I prepped my skin properly beforehand so my skin didn't go ham with the oil production while I was on the flight. I highly recommend this routine slash product list that you should just incorporate into your skincare routine before you get on a plane. My first skincare necessity is J. Cosmoon's serum. If you're familiar with anti-aging skincare at all, you might have heard about hyaluronic acid. Basically, it's super well known for its hydrating and moisturizing anti-aging benefits. But very few people actually know how hyaluronic acid works. Basically, hyaluronic acid keeps your skin hydrated by pulling moisture out of the air and locking it in, and so then your skin has something to absorb. That's the way it keeps your skin really hydrated. But when you're on a plane, there's significantly less moisture in the air, so the hyaluronic acid will suck the moisture out of your skin instead of out of the air because there's no moisture in the air. And so that's just gonna further dehydrate your skin and cause loads of problems. So long story short, you should ditch the hyaluronic acid products when you are flying and switch it out for something that doesn't have hyaluronic acid in it, like J. Cosmoon's serum. So this serum doesn't have any hyaluronic acid in it. Its active ingredient is something called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is a naturally occurring molecule derived from mushrooms, actually. It's super powerful and effective at keeping your skin moisturized and hydrated. The ingredient acts as a humectant, so it locks in moisture and prevents your skin from getting dehydrated, which is why this serum is so perfect for when you're flying, or if you live in dry climates like in Arizona, or you know, in like a desert type situation. Highly recommend. Plus, even if you don't live in those types of climates, beta-glucan is 20% more hydrating than hyaluronic acid, so like I don't know why you would still use hyaluronic acid when there's something better out there that does better things for your skin, you know? It promotes healthier skin and it promotes collagen production. Try this one out, guys. It's a good one. Honestly, I've been loving using this serum. It's a great addition to my skincare routine, not just when it comes to flying. It's just fabulous in general, and it's really great for all different skin types. It has a very simple formula, which I really love, and it just lets the beta-glucan do its thing without trying to overcomplicate things unnecessarily. The texture is super thin and watery, and it just absorbs into your skin so fast. The best way to explain it is just giving your skin a tall glass of water, and my skin has been so thankful that I have been doing that for the past couple weeks. I had been using this product for a week or two before flying out to LA, The day of the flight, I lathered it all over my face, neck, and hands. I used it that night, and it's just part of my skincare routine, so I've already got that base layer of hydration covered. This serum was probably the #1 factor of my skin not freaking out when I was on the plane. My skin was so well hydrated, and it was so well prepped for flying from me using this serum. I seriously could not more highly recommend this product. So my second travel skincare necessity is the Weleda Skin Food. I found this lotion of sorts a while back in an article because Victoria Beckham uses it and she swears by it and she looks fabulous, so I'm gonna follow that trend. Although you can use it on your face, it's specifically designed for like the drier parts of your body, like your elbows and your hands, because it's super moisturizing, very luxe and just nourishing. Personally, I used it as a moisturizer on the day that I was flying, but just be careful not to use too much because it is super thick. So just a nice little layer just to kind of lock in all the moisture that I had in my skin from using the J. Cosmune serum for a couple weeks before I flew. So this just helped add another layer of protection for my skin being super dried out when I was on the plane. I reapplied this several times to my hands and on my arms while I was on the plane, just so they didn't get all cracked and dry. I thought it was a massive help in locking in the moisture into my skin and helping combat all the lack of moisture that was on the plane. So my third skincare necessity is J. Cosmune's Enzyme Cleansing Powder. A little while ago I did a video all about cleansers and what cleansers are best for your skin type and all that jazz. So if you want to go check that out, I will have it linked in the description box below as well as somewhere up here. I definitely think you should watch that because in my opinion it is probably the most important video that I've ever made because cleansers are very important, people. I'm not going to get into it because I could rant for days. But in that video I showed a bunch of different types of cleansers and the one that I wasn't able to find was a powder cleanser. So I couldn't talk about them because I couldn't find an example to show you guys. But now I've got one to show you and I'm seriously so obsessed. I've never used a powder cleanser before this one, so I didn't really know what I was getting into when I decided to try it out, but could not be more happy with it. So powder cleansers, as you would expect, are powder when they're dry and then you add a little bit of water to them and it disintegrates into this like light creamy cleanser, which does a really great job of cleaning your skin as well as a little bit of exfoliation. The powder particles are really thin and they look like little beads. They're crazy gentle on your skin, and so this is safe for everyday use even if you have sensitive skin. In trying out these two J. Cosmune products, I was expecting to love the serum way more than the cleansing powder just because I don't know why, but I really could not have been more wrong. I'm so obsessed with the serum, but like my love for these little things are on another level. After I use it, my skin just feels so balanced. I've never had a cleanser leave my skin feeling so calm and like ready to take on the day. There's just no words. I love it. It's amazing. So this cleanser is formulated to be non-drying. It also minimizes pores and brightens your skin tone. Plus it has the same beta-glucan that's in the serum, so you're getting some extra hydration benefits. So that alone makes it the perfect cleanser for a travel skincare routine. I think it's the absolute perfect face wash for you when you're like in between flights. You just feel gross and dirty. You just want to give your skin a nice clean slate. Your skin will feel just so rejuvenated and ready to take on the day. And plus it's helping combat those negative side effects that flying has on your skin. But the real kicker is you can buy it in like a bottle or you can buy them in these little sachets. With these you don't have to worry about TSA being restrictive on like what size bottles you can and can't have and like liquids and those things because it's not a liquid. And one of the most annoying things when I travel is having to put my regular sized products into little tiny bottles, then they'll let you carry them on the plane. And so with this you don't have to worry about it. Plus you can just bring the amount that you need and you don't have to worry about overpacking or wasting room in your suitcase. And the powder is correctly portioned out to like the amount that you need to wash your face, and so you don't have to worry about trying to figure that out, which was a huge help for me when I had never used a powder cleanser before. So long story short, buy these. They'll make you very happy. So my fourth skincare travel necessity is to make sure that you're traveling with some type of hand sanitizer or disinfectant wipe. Bacteria is one of those main triggers for acne, and so I highly recommend wiping down the seat that you're sitting in on the airplane. Use hand sanitizer as much as you can, especially before you're about to touch your face, because you don't want to just be adding more bacteria to your skin that's already in the air and that it's already exposed to. So you don't want to make the problem any worse and increase the probability of having breakouts. So also, bonus tip, make sure to wear sunscreen when you fly, even though you're inside for the majority of the time, because when you're flying, you're closer to the sun, and that increases your risk of UV damage. And so airplane windows block out UVB rays, but they don't block out UVA rays. UVA rays penetrate deeper, they increase signs of photoaging, and they also are a potential risk for skin cancer. So it's best to wear sunscreen always, regardless of what you're doing that day. And when you're on a plane, still wear sunscreen and keep the windows shut as much as possible, because then you're not exposing yourself to all those UVA rays that you don't need to be exposing yourself to. Last but not least, my final skincare necessity for travel is sheet masks. I recommend doing sheet masks either before, during, or after your flight. It doesn't matter really when. You can do them at all 3 points in time. It doesn't matter, but I think you should at least use one every time you travel. I prefer to do it after I travel as like a final rehydration step. Some people are bold enough to do it while they fly, but personally I'm not quite that bold, and I also wear makeup when I fly, so I don't want to be putting a sheet mask on top of my makeup. That would just be a disgusting mess. So, but you know, to each their own. But if you don't want to draw that much attention to yourself when you're flying by using a sheet mask on the plane, you can also use like the Weleda Skin Food as a mask on the plane. Just apply a thick layer, and that's much less noticeable to your fellow passengers than using a sheet mask. Or you can use the jet lag mask by Summer Fridays, but this is a much less expensive option significantly. So sheet masks are very highly concentrated with a lot of hydrating ingredients. I always see very impressive results after I use a sheet mask. My favorites are the sheet masks by Acure. They're such great quality, and I buy them in bulk from Amazon because I love them. Typically I prefer the Radically Rejuvenating mask, but this was the only one that they had at Target. And this is the Brilliantly Brightening one, which I've used before and I also really like, but Radically Rejuvenating is my favorite, but it does have hyaluronic acid in it, so I would not use that one on a plane. I would definitely use it after you're done flying, and you don't have to worry about extra moisture being sucked out of your skin. And using that on the plane would just be counterproductive. But I do think sheet masks are the best possible way that you can end your skincare travel routine. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you want to try out some of the products that I've mentioned, I will have them linked down below in this description box. Definitely go check them out. I highly recommend. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like because it really supports my channel, and make sure to subscribe because I put out new videos every Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!